What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing what matters for the quarterback position as far as ratings and abilities and everything is concerned within Madden 26 franchise mode. I'm going to take a little bit of a different stance, maybe a slightly controversial stance on the quarterback position, and this is going to be another one that has changed from previous years. I would probably say that superstar abilities are going to be the most important thing for the quarterback position, but that's actually not true this year. We are actually going to take a look at some coaching traits that, in my opinion, are by far the most important thing for the quarterback position within Madden 26. And this is how I've been so successful with a bunch of low overall quarterbacks and developed them up really well. And I can tell a big difference when I don't have these specific things available for my quarterback. So what exactly is it? Well, the most important thing for your quarterback is actually going to be Dr. Dots. In my personal opinion, this is by far and away the most effective thing to make your quarterback play at an elite level. If you level this one all the way up, you're going to get increased pass accuracy on passes 10 yards or less, increased pass accuracy up to 20 yards, increased pass accuracy 30 yards and beyond, and no pressure effects on quarterbacks whatsoever. And trust me, I've tried out the other traits. I've tried combining this with other traits. This is the only one that you need, and you can make any 60 or better overall quarterback into an elite quarterback within the game. Let's take a look a little bit at Riley Leonard's stats, but this effectively gives you almost perfect accuracy on all of your throws within your offense. And so if we take a look at Riley Leonard's stats, you guys will be able to see how good he has been for my team. And some of my other quarterbacks have had really good stats as well. Quinn Ewers came in and filled it and did really well for me. But once I discovered this, it's been no looking back for Riley Leonard. 43 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 3,700 yards in his rookie season, starting out as a 60-something overall, and then this season 17 touchdowns to 1 interception, and he has just been lights out. Now, of course, at this point, he's been good enough to earn some superstar abilities. His ratings have gone up. But one thing that I want to say is that so far this season, I've noticed him missing some passes. One thing that you might have noticed is that right now I'm actually utilizing a bunch of the XP increases for various positions, so I don't actually have that trait applied and active. And I've been noticing even some inaccurate passes with him so far this year, because those are like locked in for 5 or 6 weeks. And so I haven't had the accuracy one locked in for my quarterback, thinking that it would be good enough, especially with his ratings being where they're at as a quarterback, but not quite. He is missing some passes. His ratings are really good, and I'll show you his abilities. His deep accuracy, not so great, but his medium and short accuracy is really good. His throw power is decent enough. You know, that wouldn't change anything anyway. His throw under pressure, throw on the run, all that stuff is really solid. But he's missing some passes this year, some passes that he didn't miss last year, and the only difference is that coaching trait. So get Dr. Dots and just have a time with literally any quarterback within the game. And it's super cheap to upgrade, super easy to upgrade once you win some games. Then there's some other things to talk about here. Number one would be superstar ability. So actually number two. Number one is going to be that coaching trait. And there are some other really good coaching traits that can help improve your quarterback's accuracy and different things like that. I'm not going to dive into every single one of them. You guys can explore those yourselves. But Dr. Dots, number one, most important thing for quarterbacks in franchise mode. Beyond that, we're going to be taking a look at abilities, things like quick draw, which allows you to have faster passing animations when you're throwing under pressure. Things like dead eyes that give you perfect accuracies in certain situations. And then, of course, the things that get better and better as you get, higher and higher overall. And honestly, some of these other abilities that I already have unlocked are pretty darn good. So, there's a lot of really effective things here that can make your quarterback play better than they already are. And so that's kind of the hierarchy of priority. Now, as far as traits are concerned, none of these things really matter for your quarterback unless you're playing simulation versus simulation or CPU versus CPU style stuff. And in those situations, then you do kind of want to be on the lookout for certain traits. There are a lot more traits this year that are going to affect the way that your quarterback, throws the ball. But typically, you're going to want to focus, if you're specifically care about CPU versus CPU gameplay, you want to focus on things that are going to force your quarterback to actually throw the ball downfield. There are a lot of ones that, prevent your quarterback from throwing the ball or have them hold on to the ball or even throw the ball out of bounds. And those aren't necessarily good for your quarterback. So focus on things that are going to force your quarterback to actively find their best target. Look for the stars is a great one. If you have like really high overall players for him to throw to, guys that have superstar abilities and whatnot, you want him throwing to those players. So those can be really effective abilities. But again, that's CPU versus CPU gameplay. And then as far as a player's actual ratings are concerned at the QB position, I want to mention that this year in Madden and college football, and I've talked about this before, throw power can actually be a negative thing. So the kind of throw power range that I look for actually in Madden 26 and CFB 26 is somewhere in that like 88 to 92 range, like high 80s to low 90s is actually ideal. What you will notice is if you start to get into the mid to high 90s, you're going to see actually a lot of overthrows from your quarterbacks, even if their ratings are really good, even if they have some good abilities and whatnot. They are just throwing the ball so hard and so fast that it is going to get past your receivers. And that can be quite a problem with those guys. So I tend to actually stay away from high throw power guys, which is another thing that kind of flies in the face of things that I've said in the past. Throw power is not the end all be all in Madden 26. What is really important, though, what I would kind of rank as the most important rating beyond that is going to be your throw under pressure rating. You're going to be getting pressured all the time. And so you want to be able to complete accurate throws and still be able to get the ball off, get your animations in when you're being pressured. And if you can't do that, you're going to have a really difficult time throwing the football in this game. So throw under pressure is going to be one of the best ratings. I think a really underrated rating is going to be your play action rating. A lot of people are going to have trouble with play action and have trouble with play action in CFB 26 and Madden 26, and they don't realize that a big reason why is, number one, setting up play action plays is really important, but number two, having a low play action rating is going to cause that pressure in the backfield, pretty quickly. If you have a good play action rating, compared against the defender's play recognition and those types of things, you are going to get away with, slipping out on those play action plays and whatnot without getting pressured. So that's really important. And then I take a look very heavily at throw on the run, because if your quarterback is mobile at all, which most people are looking for a semi-mobile to a very mobile quarterback within Madden 26, the throw on the run rating overrides everything when you are throwing on the run. So, beyond your deep accuracy, medium accuracy, and short accuracy, those things don't matter when you're on the run. So as soon as you start moving, that 94 throw on the run takes over, which is awesome. If you have a really good throw on the run and you like to move with your quarterback, that rating is super important. And then for all other situations, your deep accuracy, medium accuracy, and short accuracy are going to be the next most important categories. And those are all relatively straightforward. Honestly, I would tend to focus on the deep accuracy more than anything, because if you are going to take those deep shots and you have receivers open deep, you need to be able to convert on those chances. And there's nothing worse than having a wide open guy running deep and just missing him by a mile because your deep accuracy rating is too low. And don't get me wrong, this is completely negated by that coaching trait we talked about earlier. That trait is going to give you almost perfect accuracy 10 times out of 10 when you're throwing the football. But if you don't have that, if you are playing a different game mode, or you're focused on other things like developing your players, then I would focus on having a quarterback with good deep accuracy so that you can get the ball to those players when you need to. It does stink to miss, medium throws and short throws, especially when you're trying to convert like a third and short and whatnot. But honestly, I'll take the 50-50 chance, right? So if it's a 3rd and 3 and I need to convert, I have 2 chances to do that. I'll just go for it on 4th down if the situation is right. And one of those 2 times I'm going to convert on it. You're not going to get back-to-back chances on the same deep route or on a deep shot. You need to make those higher percentage looks, and the only way to do that is to have high deep accuracy. And then last but not least, we have everything else. There is some data to suggest that awareness factors into some of these ratings and the animations and their ability to deliver an accurate football, but it's really not that important. It's more important for CPU gameplay. Break sack, I don't find to be all that important. Still, even with, highly athletic quarterbacks, I find that even if you break a sack, somebody else is going to be in your face almost immediately, so there's almost no value to breaking sacks to begin with. There have been some times where I've had success with it, but it's just not consistent. It's not something worth you consistently looking at. Athleticism can be important, but again, Riley Leonard is fairly athletic. He's not super athletic. Unless you're going to have Lamar Jackson type athleticism, the 86 speed is fine. Mid-80s athleticism is fine in order to be able to kind of roll out of the pocket and do what you need to do throwing on the run. Truthfully, I think that if you are very concerned about athleticism with a quarterback, the acceleration is the thing that you need to watch out for the most. There are actually a decent number of quarterbacks, even prospects, that come in that have high speed at the QB position, but don't necessarily always have high acceleration. A Josh Dobbs as an example. Actually, some of these guys are pretty good. I'm actually kind of surprised. Maybe it's a little bit more of a college football issue where you don't get the high acceleration on the quarterbacks. Sometimes you will get the really low agility and things like that, but it's really not that good to have a quarterback that has 89 speed but 82 agility, or 89 speed and 82 acceleration. That kind of negates the 89 speed, if that makes sense. So you really want to look for these ratings to all be kind of similar. Jalen Hurts is kind of an ideal look at that. You have Jaden Daniels, all around that 90 number for all of those important athleticism stats. So just keep in mind that if you are looking for an athletic quarterback, you want everything to be around a similar level, around that kind of 90 plus level. There's a lot of guys out here that are really good at it. I had Jalen Milroe on my team for a little bit. I wanted to make him into my star quarterback, but it just didn't work out that way. But he's a really good example of a hidden gem player that you can turn into an absolute superstar, because 93 speed, 93 excel, 89 agility, 87 change of direction, decent throw power at 92, kind of in that range that I talked about. And then you get that coaching trait, Dr. Dots, and he's just going to hit every single pass. So that's what you want in a quarterback if you're looking for athleticism. Really, Jalen Milroe is the perfect quarterback from a ratings perspective if you want to build up a quarterback within Madden 26. But in my opinion, that's everything that matters in order of priority with Madden 26 for quarterbacks. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Is there something else you look for with quarterbacks? Did you really even pay too much attention to the coaching abilities within Madden 26 for quarterback play? It's one of, if not the most overpowered things that I've noticed within the gameplay in Madden 26. So like I said, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you have a good one.